Okay, so this is what you're going to do in terms of analyzing this data. First, you're going to do it in two different parts. We're going to have these in two different videos. First thing you need to do is get species and genus counts. And so the way you're going to do this is you'll take your list, take the first species off the list, and then you're going to go and count how many examples of that you have. So if we look here, I've got Americana, Fraxinus americana, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of them. All right, so under Fraxinus americana, I record 4. Then we go on to our next one, and I encourage you to start with the species, and you'll see why in a moment. So next we've got Quercus imbricaria. So pop that one over here, Quercus imbricaria. So then I again get to go down. I've got 1, 2, 3. I know this is making for exciting viewing, isn't it? All right, so it looks like 2. So I go back here, and I've got 2 of those. All right, my next one's a little odd. You'll notice that the list pulled up Acer, and then it was blank. We're going to say that whatever this is, we have, if you look down, you notice I've got Acer rubrum down here. We're going to say this is different, because this one is identified here, this one's not. So we'll use anything that's an Acer and a blank and record that. So I've got 1 of those. Just the 1. So this is Acer with no species name. I have 1 of those. So what you would do is go through all of the rest of them and figure out that same set of information. Now, I've already found a bunch of them and counted them up, so just going down the list and pulling them out, and this gives me my number in the species. The next thing you're going to do is you have to also get the number in the genus. Doing the species first makes this easier because you've already sort of collapsed things. So now what we can do is go over and look at the total number that we have in the genus. So I can start out with Fraxinus and see how many I have. So I've got 4 here, 7 there, so that's 11. All right, so that's what I've got for the genus Fraxinus. I have 11 total of those. Next, I have Quercus. So I've got 2, 11, 15. The genus Acer. So I have 1, 2, 3, 7, 10. So I have 10 in that one. And then again, I can go through and look at my other genera, and you'll notice that I have only 1 or 2 of the rest of these that are in there. So now I've got my counts of each of them. Now, you may notice I didn't go all the way down through all of these, so you're going to have a few more to do than I did here, but this is just to give you an example of how this is done. Now, the next thing you're going to do with that information is calculate your index of diversity. So in order to do that, remember we have to do a couple of things. We have to calculate our value P sub I. We need to calculate our value natural log of p sub I, and we have to then multiply those together. P sub I, natural log of p sub I. We're going to work with the genus just because it's closer and it's smaller. You need to know the total number of species you've got. So I have 47. So pi is going to be equal to that divided by 47. The natural log, so equals natural log, that value. And then we'll call p sub I, natural log p sub I, get that correct, is going to be equal to that times that. Take those, copy that all the way down, sum, and that's going to give me my diversity index for genus. You would do the same thing for the data from species.